RuneScape has been around for years, but somehow there are still things in this game that just don't make sense. So here are 10 things I'd add to RuneScape that honestly should probably already be in the game. First up, and this one is simple. We have double surge, we have double escape, so why don't we have double dive? It just feels like it's missing. It wouldn't even change the game. It would just make movement feel smoother and consistent. Next, the Ectoplasmator. We already have the Bone Crusher on the tool belt, so why not this? Upgrade the attuned version into a spectral Ectoplasmator, give it that clean cyan look, and just let it passively convert ashes. No inventory slot, no pocket slot, no more ghostly essence to keep it charged. Just one final upgrade to make it perfect. The quest tracker. Why does it just say, complete this quest? Imagine if it actually told you what to do next. Highlighted your current step, they showed you exactly what items you need for that step, marking them green when you have them, and red when you don't. All updating in real time, acting like a built-in quick guide, so you don't need the wiki open on a second screen anymore. Now the bank, the cleanup feature doesn't really clean anything. What if the game actually understood your account, your levels, your quests, and actually told you what you don't need anymore? Low-level items you've outgrown, old quest items you'll never use again, stuff you could store somewhere else, and low-cost items you could just buy again whenever you need them. And instead of guessing, it just sorts everything into clear categories for you and lets you decide what to keep and what to get rid of properly. If you've ever done archaeology, you already know the problem. Artifacts everywhere. Why don't we just have storage at the guild, like we already do for materials, damaged, restored? Just store them properly. Speaking of storage, we've got a metal bank for ores and bars. So where's the wood version? We already have a wood box, but it's not really a proper storage system. It only works while you're cutting. So why not add a carpenter's box? A fixed storage system for logs, planks, and wooden spirits is just like the metal bank. Place them at sawmills, Fort 4 and 3, Woodcutter's Grove, anywhere it actually makes sense. Some of the most iconic items in the game still take up inventory space. We already have limited inventory space as it is, so why not let us return Excalibur to the stone, unlocking it as an ability? That works exactly the same. Same effect, same cooldown, just without taking up a slot. One less item, one more space. And while we're at it, do the same for things like the Ancient Elven Ritual Shard. It's only 2 spaces, but it matters. Now cosmetics. If I'm wearing something like a Nex outfit, I should have actually killed Nex. Same goes for things like Elven outfits. Mage, Ranger, Warrior, earn them by actually fighting in Prifddinas. Even smaller stuff, like a Lumbridge Guard outfit, unlock it by killing them, actually interacting with that content. Cosmetics should mean something, but for completely original designs, like the Arcane Blood Mage outfit, or something like Cerberus, that's fine to keep as buyable or event-based. But anything based on real NPCs or achievements, that should be earned. Same thing with ability animations. Why am I buying them instead of unlocking them? If I've cast hundreds or thousands of ice spells, I should unlock frozen abilities naturally. Start small, maybe a frozen dive after 100 casts, and then frozen escape. And eventually something like Frozen Death Skulls after 1000. Same idea with blood spells, lava spells, even skilling based ones like crafting or smithing. If I've actually used that content, I should earn the animation that goes with it. It makes it feel like progression, not just something I bought. Keep the store for random or original animations, sure, but anything tied to real gameplay should be unlocked by actually playing the game. RuneScape has tanks, it has DPS, but it doesn't really have healers. We've got bits and pieces, things like Heal Other, Cure, Potion Share, even stuff like Ice Asylum, but no one actually plays as a dedicated healer. So what if we change that completely? Add a new spellbook, the Druid spellbook, built entirely around healing, support, and keeping your team alive. Imagine placing something like a Tree of Life, a larger healing zone your team can fall back to mid-fight, or abilities like Vine of Healing, chaining heals between teammates, sharing potions, bombs, actually supporting your group in real time. But here's the catch, while you're using it, your damage drops. No strong DPS abilities, limited offensive spells, you're choosing to be the healer, and that choice would completely change how group combat works. And finally, we've got a zombie, a skeleton, a ghost, and a phantom, but where's the vampire? Give us a conjure that actually drains health from enemies and feeds it back to you, something that keeps you alive, especially in longer fights, or even more AFK style combat. It could have claw attacks, like constant chip damage, with a passive blood siphon effect ticking in the background, and then for its ability, it bursts into a swarm of bats, diving onto the target for a burst of damage. But the real balance comes from the limit. You can still only have 4 conjures active, so now you actually have to choose, do you want more damage, or do you want sustain? And that kind of choice makes builds way more interesting. Most of these aren't massive changes, but honestly, they'd make RuneScape feel so much better to play. What would you add to the game? Because I've definitely got more ideas. Thanks for watching and keep an eye out for part 2.